the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show, Rick Ross is on with us right now. That was just some loose sports talk. But Ross has a book. Ross has written a book.
He's the biggest author that you've seen thus far.
Oh,
Bossed
man.
up.
Oh, man.
Perfect day to boss up.
Way to manifest it, brother. Way to manifest it.
Now, one of the things I want to set off before we delve deep into the chapters and break down a little bit of each chapter and get people to go support Rick Ross's new book is the reason that you wrote this book. I find really important for people to understand, because it was the pandemic almost inspired you, right?
The pandemic did inspire it. You know, this was the first time in 15 years I haven't been on tour during the summer. So once the pandemic came down, it was just one of those things like, wow, I got so much time on my hands. Let's take advantage of our time. You know, we just had released a year previous a New York Times bestseller. So I called my homie Neil back out. We linked up, you know what I'm talking about? We made history. Yeah, the year before this, that was this one. You know what I mean?
Right.
You feel me? So we just took advantage of our time. And so we just took notes of, you know, the way I would start my mornings from 6 a.m. on up.
And you started with the boss commandments. Define your destination, right, or determine your destination. The game ain't based on sympathy.
No.
Every boss started out a worker. Empires are built brick by brick, just to name the first 4 commandments that you have in there. But let's start with number 1. Determine your destination. I think is very important, because a lot of people start out on journeys. They don't know where they're going.
A lot of people don't know where they're going, and then a lot of times people be bullshit and playing with their own life and not serious about, yo, they'll just be sitting in a group like, yo, what's your plans, homie? What you want to do? Oh, man. Oh, man. Nah, that ain't the way it go, homie. You better know what you want to do and mean it. And mean it. I'm dead ass serious. We serious. You know what I mean? So when we sit down at the table and we talking about what the play is and what the business is, you know, I see a lot of people who be joking and bullshitting, but we ain't over here. This shit real. And we trying to take it to the next level. Whatever concept we come up with, now how do we multiply that by 10? That's how we need to do this. In
your early beginnings as a songwriter, right? Yeah. I'd like to remind people that Ross was out here writing raps.
Oh, sure.
And figuring out his way how to get into this music game. That's how you started, correct?
Most definitely. You know, Miami it had a very small bubble of music and type of music that was successful. So for my mind frame and the music I was writing and thinking about, ain't nobody have no belief in that. Everybody was over at the pool party. Go, 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 go. You know, chicks looking over their shoulder, hands on their knees. You know what I'm talking about? And I loved that. I enjoyed that. But I was thinking about getting some money. And so I had to write for others.
And you were working with Eric Sermon quite a bit back then, no?
I was working with Eric Sermon. Shout out to Eric Sermon. I remember.
Did you get any game from E-Dub?
Oh, a lot of game. A lot of game. I watched him make a lot of beats. I remember when the BMW trucks first came out. I flew to New York City. Redman picked me up. Stopped me by Mr. Branson. I'm in the back seat.
Copped you a jar.
You know what I'm saying? Got some jar. You know what I'm saying? I was close. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but the reason I bring that up is because in speaking about determining your destination, you are an individual whose destination has changed based on where you are in your journey. And I think that's important, right? Because some people think they got to have it all figured out when they start. And I wanted to stay on that because you've had to change your destination based on A, where you are in your journey, B, new things you learn along the way. Can you speak to the many different destinations that you've had and maybe your destination right now?
What I need everybody that's watching to understand and really let this sink into you is, regardless where you are in life, you are never too late, behind, never that. You could just be coming home from a prison bed. You could just be this, that, getting out of emotional relationship, whatever it was, because I felt a lot of times like, man, did this shit pass me? I'm writing raps for others. Those raps are being applauded, people screaming for them, but for mine, they wasn't moving. So I'm like, damn, I never gave up. Here we are. And as you say, the goals continue to change. Currently, I have 20 partnerships. So going from nothing to taking 10 to 15 years to get on in the game, now 15 years after that, most definitely one of the biggest.
How do you find the balance between hustle, 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 work, 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 and appreciating it, what you have, and taking time for yourself? Because obviously you had that terrible health scare, Rose, that scared everyone, and you look much better. You've gotten healthier. I'm hoping you're sleeping and resting. How do you find that balance of working your ass off, but also protecting your health?
Well, I know, and you're speaking honestly, I'm a unique person when it comes to passion, me chasing my desires. And that's what really brought along my health scare, not going to sleep, not resting. I felt like for every hour I was laying in the bed, it was somebody else getting a big bag of money that could have been mine. I could have been putting my hands on it, but I was in the bed. So I had to make a lot of changes. Here we are, you know what I'm saying? I done dropped a lot of weight, still staying healthy, you know, woo, 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 but that passion and desire is still there. Now I just chase it and approach it differently. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, and also it sounds like your passion for health is also a passion. So you were able to divert that energy towards staying healthy as well.
Right. Had to. Once the doctor told me, boy, it's almost game over. I hadn't slept. I hadn't slept for 3 hours in a row, maybe in 10 years. You know, and
have you really, let's keep it real, Ross, have you really changed that? Are you sleeping now for real?
I mean, I get in the bed, I stay in the bed 5 to 6 hours a night. You know what I'm saying? How much am I sleeping? I don't want to say that to scare my doctor, but I'm making progress. I'm going to tell my doctor that. Let me do this for my doctor, this post.
Well, and for your family members and the people that love you too.
Yeah, we need you to sleep, man.
No, that's who, my mom, my sister, that's who pushed me to, you know, do all the good shit. You know what I'm saying? I just got my driver's license, all that. I'm doing right. You know what I mean? I'm still waking up enjoying my champagne.
Wait. Hold up. You just got your driver's license?
Yeah, I got him.
You never drove before?
No, I drove a lot.
So what do you mean?
I just wasn't driving legally. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. You just got your first driver's license?
No. I done had driver's license, you know, previously. But I haven't had any, you know, it's maybe been over a decade or something like that.
You're aware of the name of your own record label, right?
Of course.
It's named after a car.
To me, that's why it makes sense, because I'm in the back.
You're in the back of the Maybach.
Right, he's right.
If you got the Maybach. I'm
in the back of the back.
Let me ask you something about the Maybach, the Maybach.
Right.
Do you subscribe to the idea that if you have a Maybach or Maybach, however you pronounce it, that you should have a driver? Because most of those cars look like you're supposed to have a driver and the owner's supposed to sit in the back.
Well, you know, the first versions were almost limousine type, you know, whips,
right,
extra leg room, etc. They have released some in the last, you know, couple years where you can drive yourself. It's almost like having a, you know, just a large 500 Benz, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because most of the time, if I see somebody driving their own Maybach, I'm like, nah, I ain't supposed to be like that. You're supposed to have a driver.
Yeah. Sometimes it's cool. Now, if they riding in the limousine version, driving themselves, it might be suspect.
It looks like you're driving a limo, which you're like your Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber. Now,
you feel me?
That's not the look. Now, Rose, this book is out. Book's out right now, correct?
Book's out right now. It's on the shelves right now. Make sure y'all get it. You know what I mean?
You're attempting to become a repeat New York Times bestseller. You're also featured on that Drake album.
Right.
Y'all definitely felt like you were in that 2014, 15, you know, bag. There was something very vintagey feeling about that. Tell us about making that record with Drake and Wayne.
Man, you already know what it is, man. That's just one of those joints. We in the studio playing each other vibes, playing each other records, as we always do. We came across a few. That was one of them. You know, that was on my side. Tempo-wise, we was like, let's just give them some of that spitting shit. And him and Tucci went and did their thing, man.
When are we getting a full Ross Drake album? Because I'm gonna keep it real with you. Everyone knows, Ebro certainly does. I'm very critical of Drake's music. I admit that. Love the guy, but I am critical. Brought it up
because that's where I'm going next.
Well, listen, I am critical, but let me tell you right now,
critical of what?
I'm critical of Drake's musical selections, like stylistically.
He's the lemon-faced radio hater that Drake was talking about on the album.
First of all, that's not true. Second of all, that's not true. Boss, you know the kind of music I like. Listen, it's not all for me, right? But what I'm saying is this. When Drake and Rose get together, to me, it's the best Drake I get. It's the rapidy rap Drake. And I would love an entire Rose Drizzy project. Will that ever happen?
It's a good chance that may happen. Is it facts? Nah. You know, have we had that conversation? Of course we have.
Ebro, you admit I'm not wrong that Drake may be at his best rapping when he's next to Ross.
Oh, they fire, real fire.
We have a lot.
But I want to ask Ross, who makes very luxurious, lyrical, beautiful, even extravagant music. Your music sounds very expensive. It's oftentimes made for a great ride, a great drive, riding with your girl. It feels adult. It feels mature, you know what I mean? But also lyrically, sound, well put together, well thought out music. What is it that people who are Drake haters, have you heard from these people? Have you met any of these people before that don't understand the greatness of Drake when they listen to a project like Certified Lover Boy? Have you ever had this debate before?
Nah, I really ain't got time to debate about, come on, when shit dope is dope. You understand? You gotta be real with yourself. Everybody can have a choice of what artists they like, whatever it is, but when shit dope is dope, and Drizzy is dope. You know what I'm saying? And that's coming up.
Listen.
Watching the homie grow, watching the homie blossom, next to Weezy, next to Wayne, all the collaborations we did in Miami. That boy been handling his business. We ain't gonna even play.
Listen, there's a record on this project.
And act like the boy ain't been handling his business.
There's a record on this project called Race My Mind. Yo, people talking about a lot of things on this album in a positive way, and there's a lot of fire on this album. But this record, Race My Mind, is so quintessential fire Drake.
You like it more than the Bridle Path?
I like it different. It's different. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's essential listening. It's essential. It goes in the what's that word you always use, Rosenberg? The pantheon of Drake greatness.
Ooh, the pantheon.
No, let me tell you, the Drake pantheon of hits it's one of the biggest pantheons there is in hip hop. It's a gigantic pantheon,
which is why there's so many haters.
It's a hell of a word to use. That don't even sound right. You using that word then claiming to be a hater.
I'm not a hater.
No, we not even gonna classify you a Drake.
That's right, Ross. Tell him, Ross.
Patreon. That was a word Rose never heard. Patreon. You can't be a hater. You're not a hater.
I'm not. Yeah. That's the thing. Thank you for not listening to Ebro, who's trying to be divisive. I'm a critic. Everyone, listen. Drake knows I'm a critical ass dude. It's a pantheon.
No, Rosenberg, that's your way of asking Drake to come sit on the show. That's just your approach. That's your approach. Because if you ask Drizzy Drake to get on the show,
no, it is a terrible approach.
Come on now. Would you not be excited for Drizzy Drake?
Thrilled
to get on the show?
Definitely, Ross, I admit to you.
Do you want me to make that call for you? Say, Rose, would you please call Drake to get on my show?
Yo, Rosenberg, run.
Say, Rose, would you please ask Drizzy Drake to get on the show? It's now or never, Rosenberg. It's now or never. You can have too much pride for your followers or the viewers, or you could quench that pantheon of desires you have burning in your chest. You could ask.
Yo, quench that pantheon.
Yo, listen, I hate your guts. And first of all, this is not. I have no pride. I would gladly ask you. The problem is, Ross, I have another favor to ask you. So I got to pick favors. How many do I have for you? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to use it on that? Because I have another favor to ask you.
See, I just set the opportunity.
Yo, this guy's the worst.
And you just walked away from it.
Yo, Rosenberg, you're the worst.
Wait,
man.
you think I'm
You just took us to the path religium.
Hey, Rose.
You know you want the interview, man. And
Rose.
that's your way of asking, man. I get it. You're a genius. I'm a genius.
No, I'm definitely not. You were a genius.
Frequency. I get it.
No, you're a genius.
I hope y'all understand this. This is all love. It's communication.
Yeah, for sure.
Ross, I would love if you would call up Drizzy Drake and see if finally, after me knowing him for well over a decade at this point, if he would come and sit with us on the show. I'd appreciate that, Rose. All
right, let me pour another glass of this Beyond Cognac.
Now, what is that you're sipping on this, sir? What is that you have?
Hey, man, this is actually the finest cognac in the world. This is Vion.
This is a different black bottle.
Yeah, this is something totally different.
This has nothing to do with
the book. We celebrating the release of the book, so I went cognac.
So Vion, is this another endeavor? Is this another Ross partnership?
This is most definitely something that we're extremely interested in, and hopefully it'll go to the polycrium of one of the many.
Yeah. What's Ross on today, yo? Yo, you're in the zone today.
He's on life.
He's high on life today.
Life. Yeah, man. It's beautiful.
Bestseller talk.
It's that bestseller talk, man. It's just, at the end of the day, man, it's just about us finding a way to draw the best out of ourselves. You know what I mean? I keep bringing up these 20 partnerships because I wake up every morning, excited to be a part of them, being creative. We can't be burnt out. We can't become predictable colleagues, predictable peers, predictable employees. We always got to go above and beyond and bring that extra energy to the table for us to go, and be number one. It's a lot of good shit out here for us to accomplish. So let's make history. That's what we really on.
And back to the book, in one of the commandments, you speak of managing the emotions.
Right.
Another one you talk about, the game ain't based on sympathy, right?
The game ain't based on sympathy. Nobody cares about your great uncle that just died and your ingrown toenail and your back hurt and you was hungry from last night. Nobody don't care about that. We only want to know how to win. So when you come sit at this table where this shit is real, ain't no more jokes, the door's closed, fuck all that, the camera's off, how we going to the next level? So for you to be able to sit at this table, I'm obligated. I owe this to everybody else that's sitting here. We've been working 20 years to sit here. So anybody we allow to come sit here, you better bring something new to the table. And we don't want to hear about none of your unfortunate shit. I don't care about none of that. All we want to know is how we going to go to the next level. Do you have something to bring to the table? If not, excuse yourself.
And how do you balance that energy right there with the other passionate energy that you have, which is very caring about the creative process and very sensitive about the things that you create and wanting them to be great? How do you make that, that balance? Because I think that's where people struggle.
Because when it's time to build, create, and earn, that's like having your city on your back. Everybody depending on us. We got to handle our business. When we turn around, we accomplish that. We could turn around and share the wisdom. You could give. That's when you can give. That's when you could share. But when it's time to go get it, we got to go get it. That's like getting on the football field. Once we put on the equipment, we don't care nothing about. That's our cousin playing on the other team. Boy, hey, I want to do you dirty, and I hope your mama looking.
Did you playing football and being active in sports young help you in this hustle, in this entertainment hustle? Without a doubt.
It's all about discipline. And I had one of those football coaches one time for Coach Frazier. If I felt like I was hurt, or if you was on our team and you got injured and laid down and you ain't get up and you was squirming, Coach Frazier would run on the field and look you in your face and ask you, are you hurt or are you injured? The difference.
And if you're hurt, you better get back up.
Oh man, you better get your ass up. we got the stadium here for us. They paid $2.99 a ticket.
And that was $2.99 back then.
Better believe it.
Rick Ross, go pick up the new book. Show us the book one more time, sir.
Man, everybody, please pick up the book. It's a lot of gems. It's a lot of game. It's a lot of know-how. Put a lot of wisdom in it. We did it maybe over a 90-day period. One time for Neil. Post it on your page. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. It's from the biggest boss.
Rose, and when does that next album drop for you?
Man, we finna get a record in the next 2 weeks. And when we drop the record, we're going to go ahead and give you the date. You know, you see, we just announced the tour. We're going out with the biggest tour this year. All the big homies, Rose, Jeezy, man.
Rosenberg, did you see this tour? Lil Kim,
Lil
Trina,
the whole lineup. And it's, 2 Chainz. And, man, Rose, man. You know how
what's the title of that tour? I was looking at it the other day, man. I was like, wow, it's not coming to New York yet.
Legends of the Streets tour. We just announced
Legends of the Streets.
Right, Legends of the Streets. We just announced yesterday the first few dates. We'll be announcing the second half, and etc.
Yo, Gucci, Lil Kim on some dates, Trina on some dates, Fab, Ross, 2 Chainz, Jeezy, Boosie. All on tour, Legends of the Streets. Crazy.
Wow, that is wild, bro.
Come on, man. You see that handsome face in the middle of that flyer, you heard me?
I mean, well, listen, you got to be smart. You got to know what face to put on the flyer, Rose. You're trying to sell tickets, for God's sake.
Hey, man, we're going to have a good time, man, because, we all are the real legends, man. And just to see all the homies and myself come out, we're going to be holding them bottles in the sky. It's going to be legendary shit. And I'm going to be promoting
You have any more verses planned? They trying to get you back for another verses? You good?
I talked to Timberland actually yesterday, but we haven't had that conversation. I told him I was ready. That's why I didn't even, on my first one, I didn't even play none of the Maybach musics, none of the, none of the real.
No, you had to save for a part 2. Were you as an MC? Were you moved by the performance of the Locks, particularly Jadakiss, but the whole Locks at that Dipset Locks?
Oh, I loved it. When you an MC like me, you know what I'm saying? When you love to see niggas come from the mud, to the marble, them boys was handling their business. That shit was just good for the streets. Sometimes I get so emotionally watching that shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, you were standing up, weren't you?
Nigga. Emotional. I was passionate. It's a verses, and for a real winner, when we say verses, we take that to heart. That's what I'm talking about when I say we come sit at the table. We ain't finna goddamn be playing and take no L. And if you do, I pray you've mastered the art of taking the L, which is a chapter in the book.
That's how you recover. That's the recovery from the L. Yo, that's a New York Giants chain. I thought that was on the sweatshirt. That's a chain. And that's a hat. So that means you're a real Giants fan.
I told you it was passionate. I used to love the Giants in middle school more than the Dolphins. Then after I finished school, I understood, what hometown meant.
How you looking at this season though? How your Dolphins looking?
Man, I'm supporting and pushing Tua. I want Tua to have a great season. That's who I want to see have a great season. That's who I want to see it work out for. Of course, I'm wishing the best for the coach, but we still got a lot of work to do, realistically. You know what I'm talking about? We got some money.
Rick Ross, we love you, brother.
Thank you, man.
But love, all times.
Peace. Salute.
Better believe it.